Just a Jewel with our host, Arthur Malik.
Welcome to Just a Jew. I'm your host, Arthur Malik. Today, I have Lin Zing. He's a Subway singer, and he's phenomenal. This man, I wanted him on my show for some time, and he's finally here. He's going to perform. I just desperately couldn't wait to hear this guy's voice. He's a phenomenal singer. Mr. Lin Zing,
Yeah, man.
how are you? It's definitely great to have you on my show, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. Tell me a little bit something about your background. Where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, moved to Milwaukee, went to college, dropped out, came back to Brooklyn. And yeah, pretty much born and raised in a gospel setting family. Raised in the church, Baptist church with my grandmoms. And yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Banging on the streets of, Brooklyn.
So what's the cause? Like, what compelled you to want to be a singer?
It'd have to be the gospel music now that I'll be honest with it, because my grandma's had me in the church since, my mom's and my grandma's had me in the church since I was like 5. So the biggest part on Sunday was watching the singers, for me. Recalling all my youth, man, it's like watching the gospel singers get up and sing, man, and sing from this place that everybody will get emotional
Right.
and respond to it. And I think that excited me, being able to compel people to feel good, feel a certain way. And then I remember watching Michael Jackson, Motown 25. I'm giving away my age a little bit, but I was a little kid watching that. And the first time he moonwalked across the floor, man, everybody went crazy. And I was like,
that.
yo, I gotta figure out how to do that, So I started dancing like him and doing all this other stuff. But that, in a roundabout way, that kind of opened the door for me to kind of do what I'm doing now.
I'm certain when people do things, it's predicated on a purpose. Mm-hmm. No matter what someone do, it's predicated on a purpose.
Absolutely.
So when you write,
mm-hmm.
What is your purpose? Is your purpose either to make money from music,
mm-hmm.
to touch lives with music, or to make people just a transition in the lives of people? What is your purpose when you write music?
It's so funny you asked that question because it's changed. It used to be about money. It used to be about just notoriety, having people know who I was. And now it's gotten to a point where it's got to be of substance, The money part is coming, me getting known and stuff like that. I'm proud of where I'm at. But now being compelled to write something that people can genuinely feel or it can speak to them in some type of way, that's what really gets me going and thinking about when I write. So I try not to write the average thing, like 50 Cent said, bubblegum stuff, man. I try to stay away from that. Commercial writing is for, the commercial writers, Me, I kind of like to dive deep and get into the mud where, where the heart really lies, man. You got to break through a lot of stuff, man, to touch people so they can be willing to transition. And sometimes you got to be vulnerable. You got to allow yourself and, for people to look in and see that and go, yeah, that's me too, and sometimes you just got to be that person to do that. So, yeah, that kind of what drives me to write like that.
Okay. I've been inflicted with a lot of pain growing up in my youth.
Mm-hmm.
And they said sometimes in order to speak to pain, you had to have gone through pain. And me listening to your music sounds as if you've been through pain and you're trying to reach those who are in pain. Does that have any substance to it?
Absolutely. I mean, one, if you black in this society, a young black man in this society, if you have no pain in your system or in your heart, yeah, you're gonna have to do some checking, man. So from the pain of what we're going through today, watching and looking at what we're going through today, and then what our ancestors been through, our history, period. So that's a drive within itself. That's a drive enough. And then to constantly watch how things are being manipulated now, yeah, there's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and being able to find a way to write that and put that out in a way where it resonates. It can be a tricky situation. It can be, it can be really difficult, but it's a process that I welcome and that I'm in love with. And yeah, I find corridors to go down just so I can be vulnerable, every time I write, just so I can make sure people understand, like, I'm here with you, man. I'm here, So, yeah. If that answered your question.
But conceptual, a lot of people understand the process or the struggle of our ancestors. They understand conceptually. They understand. However, not many people tend to do anything about it. But so it makes you different. It makes you different, so to speak, because with your music, even though you understand the concept, you're trying to do something with your music to rectify the struggle of our ancestors.
Absolutely.
And I think that's profound in itself, because just because you know better doesn't mean you're going to do better.
Absolutely.
No, and it seems like you know better now through the struggles, not just your ancestors, but of the struggle that you've been through.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to do better. Is that what your music is also trying to
Absolutely.
relate?
Hit the nail on the head, man. With what, we all have skills, we all have abilities, superpowers as I like to call them. And whatever your superpower is, that should be what you utilize and put into the world to make it a better place if you can. Rather it's your better place is waking people up, having them understand what history really is, having them just find the confidence to believe in themselves, to work well with others, to like give your family a second chance, to like work hard for your family. You know, those type of principles, to put that out there and people respond to that. It's a magnificent thing, and a gift that I don't take for granted at all. So absolutely, man. I got tons of songs and tons of ideas and stuff that I work on all the time. But usually giving back and giving that lineage back to where we come from, man, it's like very important to me. So
You have a great voice, and at least this is how I view it. To me, you have a great voice, and you're singing in the subways, right? And I know the ultimate goal is to get signed by a major record label. What compels you to continue in the subways when your goal is a major label record?
So today, beautiful question, by the way, man. Today, the industry has changed a lot. Music and artistry has changed a lot. The internet now, you can become your own label and your own artist. And I've been like really passionate about that and finding my own way, because me as a personally as an artist, it's been like shooting in the dark. There's a lot of things that I can do, but when you paint a picture that people really can't, the picture doesn't, it has a lot of colors, it's all over the place, and people can't really they can't really figure out what the painting is, you know? And I think for me, I was all over the place at one point in my career. I was rapping, I was singing the blues, singing gospel, singing rock, doing a little bit of jazz. I was just a musician trying to find my way. Now I've gotten to a place where I'm a humble artist who puts out conscious music. It's not really a big lane for that. And if you look at the music and the things that's going on today, it's not really a big margin for that. Now it's starting to open up. People starting to want to hear things that feel good, things that make them feel good, things that make them think. And so without changing myself a little bit too much, but dumbing myself down just a little bit, just a notch here and there, I've been in this place where I can't be moved as an artist now. Like my confidence.
I have to interject because I know you don't mean offense, but I take offense to what you just said, that you have to dumb yourself down.
That's dope.
Right,
Okay.
and I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying, because maybe you've come from that particular place once upon a time, so you're not dumbing yourself down. You're evolving. You're maturing to a greater you.
Yeah.
It's not dumbing you down. You never dumb yourself down, because if you're trying to educate with your music, then how can you dumb yourself down?
Right.
It's impossible.
Right.
You know, so you're not dumbing yourself down. You're bringing individuals up via your
Absolutely.
music.
In society, I come across a lot of people in my field of work who will look at it as that, as such. Now, as you just said, I know that personally, and I feel that. I totally feel that. And I think dumbing myself down is a way of being humble sometimes. I say stuff like that. But I know what my intent is on the train, besides making the money that I do, is I'm touching people every day. I'm meeting different people every day. How that generates to making it big as an artist and getting out there, I don't know. Only time can tell, because I'm no longer working towards that. I used to, but now every day just being who I am and being comfortable in my own skin, truly being comfortable in my own skin. Damn it, that's enough for me. You know, there's always more, and you'll obtain it if you work towards that and get it, and I am. But I'm okay with the right now, the moment, right here, right now, and I'm good with it. You know.
But
So
we have to understand, I know you do understand that words are very important.
absolutely.
So when we talk things into fruition, we'll be able to one day grasp it. So you have to understand or speak into fruition that you will be successful. And successful doesn't mean monetary gain, so
Right.
to speak, because you already have striving in steps of success by touching just one person.
Yeah,
Because when you touch one grateful person, then you have touched a multitude of people. Only if you touch one great person. And I'm pretty sure you've touched a grateful person.
Yeah.
So you continue on that particular avenue, and trust me, you're going to be successful when it comes to monetary gain as well. And the humility, right? You said that you say dumb yourself down, predicated on the word humility. Humility doesn't mean that you don't express or understand your confidence and your ability to, to be successful.
Right.
No, that's humility. I know I have this gift.
Yeah.
Right? But arrogance is, I have this gift and nobody can stop me and I'm better than everybody else. Then now we're
Right.
dealing with arrogance.
Right.
But you have humility and it's good. But humility doesn't mean to say dumb yourself down.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
what are some of the dilemmas that face you in the subway? Like either pro or cons. Like what are some of the good dilemmas that you may encounter down in the subway system? And what are some of the negative dilemmas that you may encounter in the subway system?
Okay, the good dilemmas are times when I really feel like I'm doing something. When I'm seeing people's faces and when I'm making connections with people, when they come to me and say, "Man, I don't have nothing on me right now, but yo, my day was going awful, and you literally just changed my day around." Those are the best days for me. Those are the really good dilemmas, man. Like sometimes being on the train and a conductor might hear me and he'll hold the train longer, and somebody that's coming down with their baby now can catch the train because he's just hearing me on the platform and listening to a song or whatever. So things like that. It'd be the little things, man. The bad dilemmas, believe it or not, is all in my brain. It's if I'm having a shaky day, if I'm negative in any kind of way, if I'm expressing or have any negative vibes in me, if I'm feeling negative, or if the city is kind of like has this downbeat to it and I let it kind of mess up my vibe, throw off my vibe, then everything can be bad. Everything from a policeman coming up telling you to move and how that might go down, running into somebody that's riding on the subway and don't want to hear you and come express that to you. So everything is magnified if I'm having a bad day. And I've learned to chill out on the bad days. If I'm having a bad day, I don't necessarily have to go in, and if I do have to go in, I focus as hard as I can, change that energy, notice what it is, and then those bad dilemmas become good ones. So that's pretty much my my day, to be honest.
It's important to understand that the person controls themselves, controls the situation, right? And because I'm listening to you, and you just said, when I allow,
Yeah.
right? That means you have control over your negative situations. So you have to understand that once you control yourself, you control the situation. So don't let the situation control you.
Absolutely.
When you have the power to control the situation.
I think you didn't ask this question, but you kind of led to it earlier. But the being on the subway has also helped me grow, as you can see, as a human being and as a man, and to a place that I'm very proud of. So learning humility, learning how to deal with situations when they come up, and that main thing, learning that I control this. I mean, a few years ago, that wasn't the case, Anything could move me. I would get upset or react to certain things or whatever. And so now, I'm so proud to change that. That has changed in my life. I'm totally understanding that, yo, man, don't let nobody take you out your joy, man.
Exactly.
Don't let anybody disturb that. So
I was informed also that you taught yourself to play the guitar.
yeah.
How did that happen? Did you Google it? Did you?
A lot of cold nights, man. I had a really good friend of mine, Brian Satz, and a good friend of mine, Ricardo Lee. There we go. Ricardo Lee, who's now out in LA somewhere. And Brian Satz. These were my first two band members, so to speak, when I first started working with a band. And they showed me a couple chords, man. They showed me 1 or 2, 3 chords actually, and from the rest, I ran with it. I took, you know, I wasn't on YouTube like that. I was just shooting in the dark, man, hours at a time, and go to work, come home, work on that, and got to a point where I needed some money, man. So I got on the train, seen a couple people doing it, had like 3 or 4 songs. I was like, I could do it. Let me do it. And went good one night, and my career started from there with that.
All right, we definitely I definitely want you to perform on my show for me today. So
Man,
we looking forward for you to perform, so the guests can definitely see your phenomenal abilities.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
But right now we are running out of time, and it was definitely a pleasure and an honor to have you on my show, Lin
Thank
Zing.
you, Malik. Thank you, brother.
Great, bro.
Pleasure to meet you, man. Thank you.
This is Just a Jewel with Arthur Malik. As you know, the brother Lin Zing, phenomenal vocalist. Definitely check him out. Listen to him on the show. Support him, because he's going to do some big things. He's going places. Just a Jewel with Arthur Malik. Remember to always let your inner jewel shine. Peace.
Welcome to the Lin Zing Show. Something strange is happening all over the world. Better read your scriptures, pray for the boys and girls. People have questions and they wonder why. When they look to Jesus, they see blood in the sky. It must have been a piece of heaven that fell upon my head. Must have been a piece of heaven. Thank God I ain't dead. It must have been a piece of heaven. Sugar my soul. Must have been a piece of heaven. The government told me so. Soon you're gonna need a judge and jury just to walk outside. Put your hands on a Bible and just to prove you were alive. Got a question for Jesus, but that might seal your doom. I heard it's hot where you going. I guess I'm gonna see you soon. It must have been a piece of heaven that fell upon my head. Must have been a piece of heaven. Thank God I ain't dead. It must have been a piece of heaven. Sugar my soul. Must have been a piece of heaven. The government told me so. Soon you're gonna need a judge and jury just to walk outside and put your hands on a Bible and just to prove you were alive. Got a question for Jesus, well that might seal your doom. I heard it's hot where you going. I guess I'm gonna see you soon. And it must have been a piece of heaven that fell upon my head. Must have been a piece of heaven. Thank God I ain't dead. It must have been a piece of heaven. Sealed your doom. Must have been a piece of heaven. I guess I'm gonna see you soon. My name is Lin Zing, L-E-N-X-I-A-N-G. That's short for Leonard Datus Taylor Zang. And if I got into all of that, it'd take a long time, so I just shortened it to Lin Zing. That song was called A Piece of Heaven, and this song is called Waiting on the Sun. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun sun to go down. It's time for me to feed. Tonight my hunting ground, and I've been lost. I'm a millennia now. The only thing remains is the blood in my veins, and it's running cold, but burning like a flame. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. I howl at the moon is on the rise, and you can see it turn now. Hunger in my eyes, and I suggest you run and find somewhere to hide. 'Cause my damnation is keeping me alive. Or waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. Ash to ash and dust to dust. The moonlight, it doesn't burn quite as much. The only thing remains is the blood in my veins, and it's running cold, but burning like a flame. And I suggest you run and find somewhere to hide. 'Cause my damnation is keeping me alive. Alright, waiting on the sun to go down. I'm waiting on the sun to go down. 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 I'm fading myself out now. I am a big fan of this one gentleman who's no longer with us, unfortunately. But it was an honor to find a way to cover this song, because it's one of my favorite songs. And I'm sure, like the world over, I miss him very much, along with millions of people. So this is my tribute to MJ. Hey, pretty baby with the high heels on, you give me fever like I never, never known. Just a product of your loveliness. I like the groove of your walk, your talk, yours. Give me fever from miles around. I pick you up in my car and we'll paint this town. So kiss me, baby, and tell me twice that you're the one for me. Where you're making me feel really turns me on. You knock me off of my feet. Lonely days are gone. I like the feeling that you're giving me. Just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. Said I'll be working from 9 to 5 to buy you things just to keep you by my side. Never felt so in love before. I promise, baby, that I'll love you forevermore. Forever keeping you satisfied. 'Cause you're the one for me. Way you're making me feel really turns me on. You knock me off of my feet. Lonely days are gone. The way you're making me feel really turns me on. You knock me off of my feet. My lonely days are gone. 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 Hey. The way you're making me feel. The way you're making me feel. The way you're making me. Oh yeah. So this is one of my first songs in a while that like really brings out a lot of emotion with me. So try to bear with me, people. It's an a cappella song that I wrote a while ago. So I'm in the club. It's Friday night. I feel alright, and I just got paid. Said the DJ. He changed the song, and I saw this figure looking my way. So I crept behind her. I started to grind her. By the way she moved that thing, I could tell she wanted more. So I got close, whispered in her ear, there's only so much I can do on the dance floor. I never thought it'd be me dancing with this fine lady. I never thought it'd be me dancing with this fine lady. Now we out the club, we in a car, we both tipsy. Let the fun and games begin. Said we on our way to the hotel, the motel, Holiday Inn. So we started kissing, we started freaking. I had a weekend and speaking in tongue. By the way her body move, by the way she scream, her look in her eye, could tell I had her sprung. So we kept on till the break of dawn, and this one thought lingered in my mind. Although it feels good and it feels nice, why didn't I use protection this time? I never thought it'd be me, sexiness, this fine lady. I never thought it'd be me, sexiness, this fine lady. Now it's 6 months later, something's wrong. I'm up in the clinic, like the hell is going on? I got these things growing on me, and I'm wondering, what could they be? So they run some tests, they take some blood. The medication should help me, hopefully. Doctor, please, what's wrong with me? She said, I'm so sorry, but you have HIV. And I never thought it'd be me living with HIV. I never thought it'd be me living with HIV. I never thought it'd be me, baby, living with darling HIV. I never thought it'd be me living with HIV. Protect yourself. My name is Lin Zhang. Once again, y'all can find me on Lin Zhang at bandcamp.com, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Spotify. And once again, my name is Lin Zhang, and there you have it. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Just a Jewel with our host, Arthur Malik.